Hello back again. Today we are playing an Artisan event, FNM event. I've seen some historic builds over the last few hours. One of them focused around Hallar the Firefletcher, which caught my eye. However, I did make some serious changes. The core of the other deck, the link is in the description by the way, focus around these 4 cards. So Hallar says whenever you cast a spell, if the spell was kicked, put a +1/+1 counter on Hallar the Firefletcher. Then Hallar deals that much damage equal to the amount of +1/+1 counters to each opponent. We will try to abuse that effect with Hydra's Growth, which will place one ++ counter on the enchanted creature and will double the number of counters during each of our upkeeps. However, Hallar does not care where the +1 counters come from. It only counts the amount of counters when we kick a spell. For our spells to kick, we have Shivering Fire, which is a removal piece, or Gift of Growth, which can also double as a surprise block or a bump spell for closing in a bit of damage when we attack with Hallar. For the rest of the deck, we are playing accelerants. We have some more ways to put on plus counters and maybe jump, and have a couple of Uncaged Furies to push out some damage. I'm also splashing white simply for Sheltering Light. In case there is some removal, we can protect Hallar when we have Hydra's Growth on it. Otherwise, we are susceptible for a 2/4/1, which would be a huge drawback. With this, let's go into the gameplay. So we have no Hallar, no Hydra's Growth, only a bit of accelerants and 3 of our kick spells, so we will mulligan this. I will keep this. Even a Hydra's Growth on a Llanowar Elf can be quite strong in Artisan event. So we'll enchant the Llanowar Elves with the Hydra's Growth. So next turn we'll have a 3/3. We will play the Rugged Highlands. If they have a creature, the turn after we can Tomry's ambush it. However, it seems they are on a... Okay, and they scoop, they cannot handle the Llanowar Elves. So yes. Okay, so a clearly bad hand. We have no acceleration. The only good thing is Hydra's Growth, but no lands. No creatures. In this case we have Hallar at least and some removal. I think I'll keep this, but drop. Yes, let's keep the removal and Hallar. So clearly turn 1 we'll play the wind cards, crack. Even though we drew a Llanowar Elves, we can't play Llanowar Elves on turn. We can't play Hallar on turn 2. We'll leave up the removal. So next turn we'll play Hallar. Our opponent is ramping into something. Yes, Hallar. For turn after, so they have a body. We should play Domri's Ambush, I suppose, and go in for the damage. At this point I'm hoping for a land so we can play boat or Paradise Druids. However, we don't. I might have messed up. Okay, I'll attack. If they have a comp spell, so be it. Okay, that's their strategy. It doesn't have trample, however, there's no real reason to block. Let's play Hallar. At this point I doubt we'll come back, so let's skip to the next game. Let's see, we have turn 1 Arboreal Grazer, so if we draw a land, turn 2 Hallar, otherwise we can play the Paradise Druids. Turn 3 Hallar, turn 4 Hydra's Growth and or Domri. And hopefully we'll draw a kicker spell. We might also play the Hydra's Growth onto the Paradise Druid. If it has hexproof, it is safe from any board wipe. There aren't any board wipes, so Paradise Druid would be safe from all kinds of removal. We're up against Burn, so our Arboreal Grazer does seem like a good body to block with. We drew a land, so turn to Hallar. The Firefletcher is accomplished. However, they play the Goblin Crater Maker, so We probably shouldn't play Hallar simply because they can remove it if necessary. I'll play the Paradise Druid for now. Keep up the Shivan Fire in case there is any removal. If there is any threats. I will Shivan Fire the Crater Maker at this point and block the Warchief. I had hoped we would have drawn a land, so we could have played these two. Playing Hallar at this moment is probably as good as any. If they play their Goblin Rune Blaster, that would be quite a blowout, since we'll be back onto 2 basics without any red mana. So these two spells would not be possible unless we tap our Paradise Druid, which I rather don't. So they make 2 more mana for, okay. Doesn't seem quite worth it to me. Okay, we find another land. I also want to play Hydra's Crowd on Hallar now. We won't attack because surely they'll block Hallar if we do. Let's kill at least one of the war chiefs. Also grow the amount of plus counters. Hallar does have trample, so Uncaged Fury is probably quite a blowout in a couple of turns. Since they're mono red, a 6/6 Hallar is probably out of their reach. They might still go wide, however I don't really I don't see that happening for a while. What's this? Oh. Oh. What? So we do lose. I forgot. I totally wasn't aware of this card. So okay. Good game. So turn 1 Rockets, turn 2 Landwar Elves, turn 3 Hallar. Okay, fine. Let's ditch the shuttering lights. I would prefer a land or two before we start drawing more action. Okay, thank you. So let's play Hallar and another land war elves. They have two big butts on the battlefield, so okay. I was gonna say Watley or High Alert. Issue combat time. Okay, it's not stirring their turn. So after a couple of games, it is becoming clear this deck isn't really working, and unless you have a couple of key pieces, mainly Hallar and the Hydra's growth. Without Hallar, we have some amount of chance. We can simply enchant Llanowar Elves or Paradise Druid as well. However, we were overrun by 0 power beasts. So after a few games it became clear our original build was not quite up to the challenge. So I made some changes. I noticed Hallar and most of our creatures were elves, so I was looking at Imperius Perfect for the buff and the tokens, so we can go white as well. Elvish Visionary and Oakham Adversary were easy inclusions because I think they are quite strong and they provide us card advantage, which I thought we were lacking. So the core of the build remains the same. We are dropping the Grazers, Stony Strength and Encaged Fury, which I thought weren't doing quite as much as we need. Also, I dropped the white part of the deck. With this, we'll continue with the new deck. Let's see how it goes. Nice. Too bad we don't have a mountain or a unclaimed territories. I will keep this. We can play the rugged highlands. Okay, we draw a mountain, so that makes our play much easier. We'll play the Llanowar Elves turn 1 and Hallar the Firefletcher turn 2. We even draw our Hydra's growth, making this game quite easy at this point. Why shouldn't I block? I'll tap the... oh no, Hydra's Crouch. I'll tap the Llanowar Elves, so we can leave up the stupid game. Okay, or I did not notice the auto tapper would tap the mountain. I wanted to leave up the Shivan Fire. However, it is what it is. Maybe I should not attack because of Seal Away. And that's why I should have left open Shivan Fire. At least they would have been required to use up the Alciate. Now I don't think I have the required interaction. So first things first, we'll attack with Hallar. And pass the turn. Hope that they'll tap out, however I doubt they'll do so as long as they have the Alciate. If they attack, we can play the Gift of Growth to untap Hallar. Also deal 3 damage. And Hallar becomes a 10-10. This time I will block. I cannot imagine anything that would kill Hallar. So now that they are tapped out, I can attack this. Hallar does deal does have trample. I'll play the Shivan Fire with Kicker. And they're dead. Good game, interesting match. So removal, Imperius Perfect. Let's try it out at least. We really don't need more lands. However, since I already have 5 lands, I'm sure. Okay. So they're playing Sultai. What kind of strategies could Sultai have without rare cards? Most of Sultai is based around Crosses, Nissa, Hero, all kinds of ramp in fact. Ramp I won't allow. So let's play another unclaimed territory and play the Imperius Perfect. So they play a green source, we answer it with something of our own, which we can use to kill the micro. I'll keep back the Paradise Druid for a elf token this turn. If they play a single creature with our second, so we've gone wide enough and our opponent cannot keep up. Let's see. For this hand we have the turn 1 land war elf, turn 2 Paradise Druid. If we draw a land, by then we can play the Hydras Crowd on a Paradise Druid probably. So they're on Artisan Miracle. Actually we draw the Hallar, so next turn we'll play Hallar. If we do draw a land, we can play Domri's Ambush onto that one. We don't draw a land, of course. Do we risk the biscuits? We play the Elvish Visionary. If we draw a land, we can play Hallar after all. We don't, so I don't think we'll do. What I'm saying is we'll play the Domri's Ambush between these two. So our draws are kinda shite. There's Arns, they have found 3 of their Billion Lords. This kinda means we are screwed. No land drops, no game. I kinda want to keep this on the assumption our opponent is playing green. Got to risk it for the biscuit. Turn 1 land warehouse. Okay. So they are playing green. Just as predicted. Big break time. If they play Season of Growth, they are probably playing Auras. This kind of proves it. Let's start off by playing a land and attack. You can then play the Shivan Fire on. No, let's play the Domri's Ambush between the Oakham Adversary and the Protection spell. This is when it targets. Okay, with it, if it targets, I want to Be sure they can't play their aura spells at all. And we win. Perfect hand, big beam, galaxy brain time. Okay, so closing notes. The deck was quite impressive if we had the Hydra's growth with Hallar, the Firefletcher. It could go out of control quite easily. Even putting Hydra's growth onto a Paradise Druid or a Llanowar Elves proves quite effective against our opponents in some cases. However, if we did not have the Hydra's growth, our opponents often were able to overrun us instead. So maybe this deck is probably a one-trick pony that isn't quite as strong as expected. On paper, this seemed quite strong. In practice, I don't think it will ever be a popular Artisan deck. However, thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, please like the video and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.